I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, Microsoft Dynamics GP Business Analyzer Overview. We appreciate your taking the time out of your schedule to join us. My name is Diane Graziano, and I am a Business Developer Coordinator located in our Cleveland office. I'll be following up with you after today's presentation in case you have any questions or additional needs. Our presenter today will be Tammy Johnson, a Solution Architect located in our California office. There are a couple of housekeeping items we'd like to mention before we begin the presentation. All attendees are in listen mode only. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please submit them through the GoToWebinar question box and we'll answer them following the presentation. Also, feel free to email myself or Tammy directly and we will be happy to get back to you. Before we jump into the ERP solution, I'd like to take a moment to provide you with some background on Socius and how we work with organizations like yours to accelerate their growth and profitability. An ERP implementation is only as good as the team you put behind it. That's why selecting the right partner is just as critical to a successful ERP implementation as the software solution that you choose. We believe that our background and experience at Socius demonstrate that we are the kind of partner that delivers successful implementation projects and ongoing services that support the growth of your company. Socius is the Latin word for partner or ally, which is the kind of relationship that we try to have with the almost 2,000 organizations we have implemented business management solutions for over the last 28 years. While implementation projects are a big part of what we do, the true measure of our partnership is demonstrated in the wide array of ongoing services that we provide to our clients to ensure their software solutions continue to align with their goals and meet their changing business needs long term. This level of service has earned Socius a highly respected reputation in the industry. We have consistently been recognized as a top partner by software industry experts, winning numerous awards both from Microsoft and from independent publications. We've been named to the Microsoft Inner Circle 18 of a possible 21 times, which means we are in the top 1% of all Dynamics partners in the world. And we recently were selected as only one of 3 Microsoft Dynamics Master VARs in the United States, meaning our processes and methodologies are recognized as best practices by Microsoft. Regardless of where you are in your selection process, we encourage you weigh your software partner decision just as heavily as your software solution decision. Socius has 90 professionals located in multiple offices. Headquartered in Dublin, Ohio, we proudly serve clients across the Midwest and beyond from our 15 offices located throughout the United States. This slide represents a visual to the Socius methodology recognized by Microsoft. This is how we lay out the plan for the different pieces and parts, building the solution together, deploying it out to the enterprise for everyone to use, and going live and forward into the future to make sure it is a successful implementation. Our defined methodologies allow us to support our 4 key solution offerings. Those are comprised of CRM, ERP, BI, and SharePoint solutions. While each of these solutions are powerful standing alone, a true business solution is achieved when all of these aspects of your business are integrated. Hopefully that provided a brief introduction of who Socius is and what we do. I'd like to now transition this presentation over to Tammy Johnson.
Great, thanks Diane. And I'm going to go ahead. I just have a couple of slides today to kind of frame what we're going to be talking about with Dynamics GP Business Analyzer. The first thing we're going to do is talk about why we use ERP solutions, and then we're going to talk about business intelligence so that we're all speaking the same language, and then we'll kind of bring it together and talk about business intelligence inside of Dynamics GP, and then we'll move into the business analyzer. So what's the purpose of an ERP solution? Well, probably the main reason that any organization would start looking for an ERP solution is compliance. We have to have compliance within the application, and so that might be GAAP generally accepted accounting principles, making sure that those debits and credits are landing in the right place. We might want to track sales and use tax and get a better handle on that. Maybe there's some payroll or human resources compliance that we want to bring into our ERP solution, or find an ERP solution that takes all of those things into consideration. That's just a real short list, but there may be other compliance issues as well that you need to address. And then we want to make sure that we have information. So, you know, it's the reports. We want to report the facts, and we want to be able to spot and analyze trends. And really the whole point is to make good decisions. We want to make good decisions with the information that we are putting into and extracting from our ERP solution. Gartner defines business intelligence as an umbrella term, so it's not any one thing. It's application, infrastructure, tools, best practices, processes that you go through to be able to get that information to make good decisions. There are a number of tools that are just a part of Dynamics GP that would fall under that business intelligence umbrella. One of the main ones, and one that we'll be looking at quite a bit today, is SQL Server Reporting Services, and you'll hear us refer to that as SSRS because we don't like to say the big words. We like to get down into those acronyms. And so you'll also, you know, if we investigate things further for you, you might see analysis cubes for Excel, which is kind of a data warehouse solution using Excel as the interface. There's a tool called SmartList. There's Management Reporter, which is a financial reporting tool. There's Excel, and then there's Business Analyzer, which is where we're going to be focusing our time today. So what is Business Analyzer? Well, it's a collection of charts and key performance indicators. It's SQL Server Reporting Services based, or SSRS based. There's a desktop client, which we're going to be looking at today. There's also a web access to Business Analyzer information, and it's also, in addition to being available on the desktop, it's also available inside. It's a component inside of Dynamics GP. And so we're going to be looking at both of those today. So let's look at Business Analyzer Desktop first here, and I'm just going to minimize my PowerPoint. So this is Business Analyzer. This is why you're all here today, is to see Business Analyzer. And so what this is, it's kind of a dashboard, and it's really the real benefit, or the real power here, is in these charts and key performance indicators and metrics that are loaded into this desktop tool. And so again, these are just SSRS reports. There's a couple of hundred of them that come out of the box. And because it's using a standard reporting tool to be able to create these metrics and key performance indicators, you can create new ones, you can change existing ones. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take you through some of the capabilities of the Business Analyzer. First of all, I want to mention that this view of the information from Dynamics GP does not require you to log in to Dynamics GP. So that means that you don't need a user license. So this can sit on someone's desktop and provide them with information about what's happening in their business without having to log in and go dig for it. So the metrics and key performance indicators that you see here are only examples. So these are just examples that I've added to my Business Analyzer. So the first one that you see here is my cash position. And you see when I hover over this, I get some action buttons here to the left. And so this is, Microsoft calls this actionable business intelligence. So this is what I can do with this information. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to briefly talk about each of these. The first one is to show the report information, And this is just what company it's pulling from, because I can have as many companies as I want in Dynamics GP, when it was rendered, and then the full path to that particular report. I can also edit the report. I skipped that one for a reason. I can also edit the report. I can copy the report image. So if I don't know, maybe I've got a board meeting coming and I want to graphically depict my sales year to date, I can just come in here and make a copy. So I just push that copy button, and I'm just going to drop it into my PowerPoint here. And so there you go. Now, I'd have to resize it and things like that to get it to fit on the PowerPoint. But you can see how easy it is just to copy and paste information into an email, into a PowerPoint, into whatever tool makes the most sense for that particular purpose. I'm going to come back here now to this looking glass here, and this is a way for me to view the report. So I can already see it here, but I want to interact with it more, so I'm going to click that View button. And because this is SSRS based, it's coming out into a browser. And so now I can start drilling in and looking at this information in a deeper fashion. So, for example, I want to look at this huge change that I had between last periods. So I can just click on that particular link, and you can see now it's showing me in a line chart here the current and the previous years, and I can see that the trends are pretty standard. I start to really ramp up, and then I kind of flatten out after June. Well, I want to see what's going on in April, so I'm just going to click on that little element there. And so I'm just continuing to drill in to the information. This is cash position, so it's looking at my cash accounts in my general ledger, and I can just click this little plus sign here. And that's just going to open up all of the details behind that. Now, if I don't have a Dynamics GP user license, this might be where this stops for me. But if I'm a user of Dynamics GP, these are just journal entries, so I can click on any of these, and it's going to drill in to the journal entry, and you can see it flashing here at the bottom, to the journal entry for that particular line. So I can see this was a computer check, and I can see the general ledger accounts that were impacted by this particular computer check. I can actually drill into the source document. So this was Advanced Office Systems. I paid them $74,000. And I applied it to a number of invoices, 5 invoices. I can even, if I want to, recreate the check stub and print that out to the screen if I choose to. So a lot of information that I can gain just by clicking a couple of links on a report. So I can drill all the way back in to Dynamics GP if I have the appropriate user license. So I'm just going to close out of this right now. I'm going to stop and ask Cheryl if we have any questions in our chat box.
I don't think we do so far.
Okay, good. Then I'm just going to keep going here. So you can see I'm just going to click through some of these so that you can get an idea of the kinds of information that you can report. So this is what we call a key performance indicator, and that's my cash position. Other examples might be a debt-to-equity ratio or, I don't know, change in expenses, that sort of thing. And I actually probably have a couple of other KPIs going on here. We looked at this once before. Here's an example of one that I made a change to. And keep in mind that I'm not a developer, so making changes to something like this has to be easy or I can't do it. I actually changed the colors so that they went from being just a flat blue. I changed them so they were more spring-like. So, and so you can change the colors on all of these charts, and again, it's just SSRS. And so this is my year-to-date sales by state. And again, all of these actions that I can take here. Maybe I want to change the date. I want this to be for a different date. So course, I picked the one that doesn't have a date parameter, but I can change the date. I can also choose, and you can see I'm hovering over this little conversation bubble here. There's actually an integration with Microsoft Lync to allow you to add contacts to reports. And so when you're looking at a certain metric or key performance indicator, you can click on that little chat, that little conversation bubble there, and it will tell you who you can talk to about this particular report. So real handy way to interface and collaborate in your organization. So we've got top 5 customers by year-to-date sales here. Keep in mind I could push this slideshow button and it would just roll through a slideshow for me. I'm doing this manually. But the changes in expenses this year versus last year, this is important. This is a multi-company report. So here's a total expenses key performance indicator, and I can see this for all of my companies, across all of my companies. So that's pretty important and pretty powerful if you're managing multiple companies within a single Dynamics GP implementation. I can see top sales items for the last 30 days. Here's receivables for the past 12 months, payables for the past 12 months, top cash disbursements due in the next 10 days. That could be important to know. Looks like a pretty big one here. And then I've got top 6 vendors, or top 5 vendors, excuse me, by year-to-date purchases, and then inventory turnover. So this extends not just in the financial area, but across HR and payroll, if you're using project accounting, managing projects within Dynamics GP, manufacturing, field service, across all of the functional areas of Dynamics GP. So as far as how the information is displayed, I've kind of got a dashboard going here. You have a couple of other options. First of all, I could close this secondary area here and just look at the top level here. Maybe I've got a slideshow going. And so I just see that whatever slide is current for that particular point in time. I can also look at a true dashboard mode, and so I'm able to see everything here. And if I hover over any of these, you'll see those same action items coming up here with the same capabilities. I can, if I have security, I can edit these reports. I can drill in like we saw with our cash position report. I can also take this into full screen mode, and this is really handy when you're maybe putting it in a break room, or maybe in a warehouse, or on a sales floor, because you can have these reports updating at a regular interval, and then they'll flash up on the screen in a slideshow mode, full screen. So again, you can put them on like a big screen hung on a wall, and just have these metrics flowing through, like I'm showing you right now. So that's a good use for that particular full screen mode. To pick the actual reports that you're including would be done in the options, and so I'm just going to come up here and choose options. Now, there are some defaults that are applied based on your role in the system. And so you can see I'm set up as the accounting manager, and that gave me a few different KPIs and metrics. And then based on my security, I'm able to come in here and update those and make changes as to what I want to see here. I can also define some preferences. So how often do I want them to rotate as I'm doing my slideshow, how often they should refresh. And then if I'm in dashboard mode, how large I want those to display. As far as choosing the reports, I just clicked on report selection, and I'm going to expand this. And you can see here I've got the detailed folder view. I like seeing the full path to all of my reports, but I could get a summary view as well. And adding reports is as simple as, for me, finding the company, picking the functional area, and then choosing the KPI or metric that I want to apply to my business analyzer, keeping in mind that I'm only going to see what I have security to see. So I'm the system administrator, so I have the benefit of seeing everything. But maybe I only see something that's purchasing focused or inventory focused or even sales focused. So that is, and to pick them, I just choose them and click Insert, and then they'll be added to my list here. So that's Business Analyzer on my desktop. And I'm going to pause again and see if we have any questions.
I don't think we do. Just a reminder to everyone, if you do have questions, you can either raise your hand or submit through the question box on your GoToWebinar dashboard. Okay, so I think we're good to keep going.
Okay, good. So I'm just going to close out of Business Analyzer here on my desktop, and we're going to move over into Business Analyzer inside of Dynamics GP because it does exist there as well. So this, in case you haven't seen it, this is Dynamics GP, and what you're looking at is my home page. And this is a roles-based home page again. It's all about your role, and it's very configurable. I can personalize it, interact with it. For example, you can see the same information that was on my desktop is inside of Dynamics GP as well, with the same action options. So you can see I can drill in and I can edit if I have appropriate permissions. I can copy the image. I can filter. So again, it's the same information. I'm not having individuals take Excel spreadsheets or reports, put them in an Excel spreadsheet, and create their business intelligence from that. It's one version of the truth. So I don't have to worry again about having multiple individuals with different versions of the truth. It's one version of the truth. So I can do things here in my home page. Maybe I want to, just move this over, for example. I can just drag and drop these areas of my home page. I can have this set up as well so that my metrics and key performance indicators are in one pane. Here I've got them in multiple panes, but they could be in one that I just scroll through. And if I want to interact with this more, I can maybe make it bigger, and you can see, I've got mine set up so it pushes everything to the bottom and comes across in the full screen for me. So you can see a lot of flexibility in how you move around and how you access information. So this is one place that we can see Business Analyzer in Dynamics GP. There are other places as well. And so the example that we're going to look at today, we're going to go into the sales area. And this is my sales area page. This shows me everything that I have access to, categorized by the type of window. So all the transactions, all the cards, all the reports. Keep in mind it functions the same way as we saw the home page. As well, I'm the administrator, so I have access to everything. You only would see what you have access to.
Tammy, can I interrupt you real quick for a question?
Sure.
How is Business Analyzer licensed? Do licenses come with Dynamics?
Yes. Yep. It's just a component of Dynamics GP.
Okay, that's good to keep going. Thank you.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up here into my customers area, and I'm going to click on a link here that says customers with balances greater than $50,000. So what this is it's a list, and it's a list that I have filtered to only view those customers who have balances greater than $50,000. Pretty straightforward. And so you can see, I'm just going to drop this down here. If I can move that out of the way, there we go. You can see I can have an unlimited number of filters here. And so what we're looking at is, again, a list of all the customers that have a balance of over $50,000. And you'll see here Business Analyzer showing up here in my list. And with the same actions that I could do every place else that we have Business Analyzer. You'll see, now this is for Astor Suite, so that's the one that I'm focusing on here. As I move through this list, you'll see Business Analyzer change. And I can access the different key performance indicators. Here's your top 10 items by sales quantity for the past 30 days for Central Communications Limited. So I can see that information here. Top 10 items by sales amount instead of sales quantity. So again, specific to the customer that I'm clicking on. I can take this even further though. If I just click the All button here, you'll see it's giving me the option to refresh each of these reports. I'm just going to pick the aging report here. And now I can see receivables aging by customer for all of my customers over $50,000, whose balance is over $50,000. And what I really want to spot here are those customers that I need to pay attention to. And I can see right here in this last aging column, we'll pick the two biggest ones, Vancouver Resort Hotels and World Enterprises. I can see that they both have large outstanding balances and that are over 181 days. So I'm just going to pick on those two. Again, refresh my report, and I'm able to see the results. And that's great, but I might want to take action at this point. I can clearly identify that if they have a balance of over $50,000 and the majority of that balance is 181 days and over, I need to do something about that. So what I'm going to do, I could come up here and send them some finance charges and email a statement to them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those two customers on hold just by clicking Apply Hold. So it's telling me 2 succeeded, none failed. That's fine. I can see in my little information ribbon here. And so what I'll want to do now is if I uncheck those boxes, I'm actually going to refresh my view here as well. I could do that with the Control-R if I wanted to. Or I've just chosen. Now I can see visually that these two are on hold. So I have taken information provided to me by Business Analyzer. I've made a decision. I've analyzed the information. I've made a decision, and I've taken action based on what I was able to see with the Business Analyzer. So that is an example of Business Analyzer inside of Dynamics GP. So I'm going to pause again and see, Cheryl, if we have any questions.
We do not. We're good to keep going.
Okay. One more thing I want to show you here is on this home page, I can actually come in. They say it's customized, but if it was customized, I wouldn't be able to do it. So it's more, I call it more of a personalized. And so you can see how you can lay your columns out when you're stacking. Remember, mine pushed to the bottom, but I could push them to the top or the left or the right. For Business Analyzer here, though, I'm choosing to show all. So that means all of the metrics and key performance indicators that I have loaded for Business Analyzer are going to be on the screen for me. I could actually choose not to show them all. And when I come back out, my screen is refreshed, and now I can just scroll through them. And again, I can have as many as I want here. I'm going to click the Change Details button here. just to show you, it's the same information, the same reports, the same everything that we saw in the desktop version available to me here inside of Dynamics GP. And again, just to show you how easy it is, let's see here. Let's go up and do something payroll related. How about employee payment types? You just insert it in there, and now it's available in Business Analyzer. Let me refresh it here. There we go. So here I've got most of my employees are still receiving checks, but I do have a few that are direct deposit. So that's how easy it is to add those key performance indicators onto your home page. All right. There haven't been very many questions, so it looks like we're going to be wrapping up early today. Before I continue, has anything else come in, Cheryl?
No.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and talk about next steps. If you're ready to move forward, some of the things that you can look at is you can get a discount on the Dynamics GP 2013 Starter Pack. There's a 40% discount available right now. And so if you contact Diane or myself or whoever you're working with at Socius today, will help you get that discount. We'll also do a complimentary business strategy assessment. You are also welcome to attend our webinars, and so that is found on the events page of our website. And you can also look at our YouTube channel and find lots of client videos, some case studies, and hear the nice things that our clients say about us.
Tammy, do you know if the starter pack discount, that 40% off, does that apply to adding licenses?
No, it's just the starter pack.
Okay.
So yeah, that from an existing customer perspective, there may be other promotions that are available on the existing customer side. And so we'd need to get in touch with an account manager to find out what those promotions might be. But yeah, that 40% discount is just for new customers purchasing the starter pack. Again, put our contact information out there for Diane, who's our business development coordinator. There's her contact information and my contact information as well. Feel free to get in touch with either one of us if you have questions. And again, we'll put you in touch with the right people to keep the process moving for you. And that's it. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope that you got some good information from our presentation, and we hope to see you again.